Student's death triggers investigation. Child accidentally ingests poison. And US $9.3 billion in oil produced for 2022. Hi, I'm Enrico Pulford, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. This morning, parents of students at St. Joseph's High in Georgetown staged a protest following the death of a student over the weekend. It was believed that the child took their life following abuse they allegedly experienced at the school. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education has since opened an investigation into the matter and said necessary support will be provided to both the student body and the staff of the high school. Just as promised, Nandalal has moved to appeal the court's decision to throw out a case against former Finance Minister Winston Jordan and BK Marine over the controversial sale of riverfront property. He is asking that the decision be set aside, reversed, and vacated. Nandalal states, among the grounds for his appeal, is the assertion that no evidence was taken for the judge to reach some of the conclusions that he made. Guy Oil has reduced gasoline prices by 20%, from $269 per litre to $215 per litre, and diesel prices have been reduced by 15%, from $265 per litre to $225 per litre. These changes will take effect from today, Monday. The Auditor General has revealed that 4 Guy Oil officials, former Director Akani Blair, former General Secretary Trevor Basu, Company Secretary Sean Passard, and Inventory and Procurement Manager Leonard Khan, had breached procurement protocol by negotiating a deal that resulted in the excess payment of US $3.4 million to 2 fuel companies, Puria and Statoil. On March 16, 2021, Guy Oil signed a contract with GPL to supply and deliver 900,000 barrels of fuel at a total cost of US $9.945 million, or US $11.05 per barrel. However, the 2 shipments that GPL received from Guy Oil were at an expense of US $64.93 and US $68.28 per barrel, revealing that Guy Oil paid over US $3.46 million to their fuel suppliers. If this deal had continued, Guy Oil would have paid their suppliers Statoil and Pariah approximately US $55 million, 6 times higher than initially contracted. A month later, the deal was terminated. Nevertheless, Basu was dismissed shortly thereafter. Minister Mustafa said that the Panamanian government has acknowledged the $1.9 billion Ghana debt it owes Guyanese rice millers, but payments are delayed due to the flaws in the agreement that was made in 2018. Mustafa said, quote, "The previous government would have failed because when they sent the first shipment and they were not paid, they should have made representation like we are doing now." End quote. He added that the government in Panama has been changed since the agreement was made, and the new regime is working to correct the errors that were made in the 2018 contract. However, he noted that a commitment was made during a recent meeting between the presidents of the 2 nations. Yesterday, 38-year-old Pramal Madre was arrested after Kanu discovered $4.7 million worth of cannabis in a minibus and a car at Bath Experiment, West Coast Berbice. Kanu said ranks conducted an operation at Madre's residence during which the cannabis was discovered. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2016 Toyota Crown Athlete. It comes with Bluetooth, marked rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo, fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cars for $9.95 million. All pay as low as $1.99 million down, with around $170,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Peterborough Street, Queenstown, Lot 2 Lamoshi, and tell them Enrico sent you for this sweet deal. Over in Berbice, 4-year-old Tanisha Shamsundar is hospitalized in a critical condition at the New Amsterdam Hospital after reportedly drinking from a bottle of Gramazone yesterday afternoon. According to her mother, the girl allegedly found the herbicide she stored in a Pepsi bottle in a goat pen on the family's property. 33-year-old Nirmala Sukai was reportedly strangled to death by her boyfriend on Friday at her home on the West Bank. The 30-year-old suspect has since confessed to killing Sukai during a drunken argument over alleged infidelity. He is currently in police custody. Later that evening, 43-year-old Umesh Ramkishan was fatally struck down on the Harlem Public Road on the west coast of Demerara by a man rushing his dying son to the hospital. The driver has since been arrested and served a notice of intended prosecution. However, the police have not disclosed the status of the driver's dying son. Also on Friday, 23-year-old Navindra Narayan was drinking and driving and speeding when he fatally struck down 10-year-old schoolgirl Ruth Glasgow on 3rd Street in Letham, Central Rupununi. Narayan was served a notice of intended prosecution, but before Glasgow succumbed to her injuries, Narayan was charged with dangerous driving and driving under the influence of alcohol. Hopefully they throw the book at him and he actually serves the time he needs for this senseless death. According to a release from the Chedi Jagan International Airport, the airport experienced an increase of 90% in arrivals for September 2022 compared to September 2021. Well, of course, because we just had a pandemic, but anyway, during the month, the airport processed 31,050 international passengers. This notable increase in passenger arrivals was directly attributed to the cricket carnival activities, and absolutely nothing else. Not the ramp up in oil activities. No, nothing else, just only because of cricket carnival. Nevertheless, for the first half of 2022, 145,654 passengers entered the nation through CJIA. Those numbers were predicted to increase in the second half of the year. GPL is investigating what caused an abnormal electrical discharge that led to an explosion at its Kingston 1 power plant. The blast triggered widespread power outages in Demerara and Berbice on Friday. According to GPL, at approximately 9:40 a.m., the plant was forced to disengage a Kingston 1 power plant switchgear and take it out of service after an abnormal electrical discharge on the number 4 generator circuit breaker resulted in an explosion. Now for today's oil update. The IMF has projected the total value of crude produced in the Starbrook block this year at US $9.33 billion. This accounts for the 93.4 million barrels of expected production at an average price of US $99.90 per barrel. Guyana's profit oil take will roughly align with the combined Starbrook block group per the 50-50 split stipulated by the production sharing agreement. This is approximately 14% of the revenue in total, which, while not the best, there are certainly worse deals out there. There are better ones too, but, well, let's not beat a dead horse here. Attention truck owners, if you're not shopping at Powered Automotive, you're wasting your money. Powered Automotive has all the major brands like Bedford TM, Scamo, International, and more. No need to knock your belly here. They have all the best parts you need at the prices you can afford. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them or WhatsApp them on telephone number 6970171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. You can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for our Uncut News Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it least was. On Friday, I asked what other forms of government services should be put online. Bantu King says the entire country needs e-governance in every ministry, local government to stamp out corruption and waste. Indeed, that's a good idea. Tudi Dehan says, we need to get Guyanese in these consulting firms because I would like to know how you expect to have people that have no interest in our country but just our oil money. You need to have Guyanese telling our people what and how best to use our oil money. I agree. And think about the hundreds of millions of Guyana dollars going to some firm to consult. I can do better consulting on a lot of sectors in Guyana, but my last name is not popular. Suresh Prasad says, why book a boat online? Who has the time to waste? A lot of people don't even know how to use the internet. That's Actually, a very salient point. You do have a lot of Guyanese who literally don't even know how to use a computer. And Mark Watson seems to have a similar feeling, saying online booking doesn't make sense because when you book and show up, the workers there will tell you there's a lot of priorities crossing ahead of you. Now for tonight's question. What are some large-scale infrastructure projects you feel the government should actually take on? I want you to think about that question, so send the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Enrico Bulford saying good night, folks.